Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. My name is Jeff and this is part 2. And the reason I'm saying it's part 2 from yesterday's video is because yesterday's video was 70 minutes long, and when I was trying to render it, it just wasn't working. It was literally taken and it was stuck at like 83%, and I had tried it twice and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna edit it down. So I took 15 minutes off. I'm gonna let that play. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let that play right now. And then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss a few more things. We're going to go over some questions and comments from today's video. This is now Wednesday at 4. And I'm trying to get this done because we're going to go visit our daughter in North Vancouver. And I want to get it all filmed and then edited up there. So the next 14 minutes are going to be kind of like the part of the video that should have been at the ending of yesterday's video. Hope that makes sense. All right, guys, I got 2 more comments. I'm going to get through these quickly, and then I'm going to probably wrap this video up. And I have not said everything that I, have thought. So I'm probably going to do another video. Maybe I just might start it right as soon as I finish this one. Maybe I'll do some what solds in there, talk about an experience that I have. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So Newton Girl says, I do agree with everything you said. How do you feel, though, about the other videos where the emphasis on eBay slow sales is attributed solely to the economy? Right now, sourcing is critical. You can no longer afford to make sourcing errors because with the current state of eBay, those items will never sell. They'll never be seen, I think. Or the chances... There's a huge difference between items not selling and items not being seen. If they're not seen, they can't possibly sell. YouTube influencers is easy to spot. It is someone who will never say a negative word about eBay. Everything is perfect. You have to accept the glitches and move on or work around it. And who will kick you out of the group or channel if you dare say anything critical, no matter how factual it is. Their store is rarely posted, as they may not even sell on eBay anymore. I'm not going to speculate exactly as to who you're referring to. I actually haven't been watching much content at all recently. It's just, I've been working, and when I'm not working, I've been kind of relaxing and kind of just, taking care of me. And that's what it is right now. But as far as the economy, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the economy is a small portion of it, but I would think that, like, there's lowball offers, and then there are just giving deals, right? Those are 2 different things. And I think that if it was more economy based, the problems, the slow sales, then you would just see a decrease in your sales at like full price, right? Like, I think people would be more trying to just, get like a 15 to 25% discount on an item versus like a 50 to 75% on your item, if that makes sense. I think things would still be selling, but overall, and I just thought about this right now, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I think what we are seeing are straight up items not being seen, and all. It all comes back to search. It all comes back to search, which is tied into promoted listings, whether it's what eBay's doing on purpose, or whether it's, and I'm noticing it more and more. Like, because as I said earlier in this video, I've been going back and I've been looking at my items, looking at my title, trying to fill in some item specifics. And then what I'll do is I'll do 2 things. I'll go in an incognito browser and I'll see where I rank. And I'll also look on my phone I'll search what I'm searching on an incognito browser, those keywords, and I'll search it on my phone, because we all know we get different things when we search on our mobile phone and when we search on a desktop. That absolutely should not happen. It should not happen at all. And I notice that, and I don't have an example right now. I should have an example, but like, if I'm looking up this Red Visor, all right, I paused the video and I searched Red Visor. I don't actually have this listed yet because I took new pictures of it because I steamed it and kind of reshaped it so it actually looks better than it did. Red Visor on my laptop shows me, first result is a black one, first of all, and it's sponsored, and then there's a red one, and a gray one, and then a stocking cap, and then a multicolored Hawaiian one, black one, tan one, white one, and then, so it shows me 2, 4, 6, 10 visors. There's only one of what I actually searched for. And then it goes on and shows results matching fewer results. And then it starts to show me goggles for skiing, and jackets and shirts, and more skiing visors, more jackets. And then when I search on my phone, I get that same black one that's sponsored, and then the red one, and then seven or more. They're actually fairly consistent with what's on here. And then a bunch of black jackets. When I go and I search, so that's when I search Red Visor. When I search and I put visor first, so I'm letting the search engine know I want to search for a visor. Echo is the brand, color is red. I don't even get a red visor. I get the black, same sponsored one, and then like a Hawaiian one and a black one, and then that's it. And then it goes to showing me the motorcycle helmets. It shows me stickers for a Jaguar, more jackets, shirts, a red jacket. Like, it's not showing me what I'm actually asking for. And you're telling me when I search Visor Echo Red that there's not one single red Echo Visor on eBay? I mean, I've already seen one when I search Echo Red Visor. You know, eBay changed the way that they search for things, and they said it had to do with the speeds and the clunkiness of the search. I don't buy that for a second. They changed whatever they changed so they could implement their promoted listings plans, and you know, I don't know. I don't know what more plans they have, but it's not going to benefit. It's not going to benefit the buyers, and it's not going to benefit the sellers. I can assure you that, because if I'm searching for a visor, a red Echo visor, I should actually see a selection of those, because that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. Let me get to the last question. By Lois Bino. She says, I've been selling on eBay since 2010 as a part-time seller, over 5,000 items. That's a lot of items for a part-timer. 100% feedback. 2023 has been the worst year for me. My 1099 shows that I have made 4,000 less. I work harder and I make less sales no matter what I do. Where is eBay located? Located in California. What is California? A socialist state. Socialists are all for themselves. They don't care about you. eBay doesn't care about us sellers, and it's getting worse. At the present time, I would not recommend selling on eBay for any person that wants to begin selling It is no fun anymore. Their customer service is lousy, no common sense at all anymore. Planning to sell less on eBay and to sell elsewhere. Thank you for looking out for us eBay sellers. That's a sentiment that I'm pretty certain that a lot of people are sharing. It's a sad state that we are in right now. I maintain hope that once eBay investors, shareholders, the board wakes up and realizes that this isn't working, like I have hope that once current management either acknowledges that what they're doing isn't working, and or they're replaced, and a new management team comes in and says, okay, you know what the other people were doing isn't working. And maybe I'll be completely wrong. Maybe the joke will be on me, but that's just a thought that I have in the back of my head, that eBay will come back to its roots. It will fix search. It will realize, like, yes, we need more money, but enough of these games, right? Enough of these promoted listings games. I look and I see, we don't even realize, all the different ways. I mean, maybe we do, but like, we're just nickeled and dimed on between all the fees. It needs to be more simple, just a flat fee, a flat percentage fee. You've got your insertion fee, or the 30-cent sell fee. You've got fees on, I don't even need to recount them, but there's just too many of them. And this is by design, the way that they're structuring it, the way that they're trying to get us to buy into all of these different fees. It's too much. It's fee overload. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, I know this is like just essentially one long rant, but I can't not rant when I see what's going on. Like I see it plain as day. Anybody who's been on eBay for longer than 5 years, we know what you're doing. Like, we're not dumb. Don't treat us like we're dumb. Don't gaslight us and tell us that it's our items when it's not. Yeah. That's it, guys. If you're still here, I appreciate you guys. Thumbs up, sharing the video, doing all the things that the YouTube algorithm likes. I would appreciate that. Again, apologize for the inconsistencies in videos. It's just like, I'm really trying to not go off at this is me being calm. I'm trying to just not really say the things that I want to say. Take care, guys. Peace and blessings. Hope your sales are finding you. Hope your buyers are actually being able to find your items, because it's brutal. It's brutal out there. Shame on you, eBay, for what you're doing to resellers. Shame on you for not communicating. One more thing I gotta say. In my last video, I was speaking with Carl, and the topic was on the terms, the terms that eBay has. Some of us have seen in our back office. Some people out there have said that they're being misinterpreted, or they're old, and they've been there all along. They're not a big deal. I will say to this, I called in and asked eBay for clarification. Nowhere did they say, oh, these are old. I asked for clarification, and I was on the phone for 90 minutes. They had their opportunity to be like, oh, the things that you're inquiring about don't pertain to you because you're not a managed account. We just had to put, this is me paraphrasing on eBay's behalf, in this fake imaginary scenario. They could have said, oh, we have to put this wording in there. It doesn't apply to you, so you don't have to worry about it. They had their chance to say that. They had their chance to say, oh, these are old. They had their chance to explain to me what the wording is, and they've never gotten back to me. They've literally again, this is like seller abuse. It's like you call them, they like with the store fee, the messed up thing with the store fees. They never got back to me, and they've never refunded me, although they said they were going to. They send these fake tickets out there, or they send these real tickets out there to fake Never Never Land, and they're never addressed. What is the point of even calling into customer service? What is the point? eBay, you want to save some money? If this is how you're just going to treat sellers, just cut them all. Just get rid of all customer service, because they don't actually, nothing ever comes back to us. No answers, no explanations. You know, part of the horrible communication job that yeah, that just kind of came out. But my point is that the people out there, the YouTubers or the people that are commenting who are saying that you know, things were blown out of proportion or they're misinterpreted, eBay had their chance. Like, I literally went to them. It's their rules. They had every opportunity to explain and justify and rationalize the wordings of the terms of service, those new marketing terms. And for somebody to say that that's old, that information was like put on blast on our active listings page as if it's a brand new memo. That's what the point of that is. It is like new. Look at me. Yeah, so I just had to, I wanted to add, because I didn't think it was fair for people to criticize or say things that I don't even think they know what they're talking about, right? So, all right, guys, I'm really going now. Talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, I can't even remember what I talked about in those last 14 minutes, but got to move forward. I'm sure I'll see some comments about it. All right, first thing I want to talk about is I was watching a video last night called "The Insane Rise and Fall of eBay," and the YouTube channel is Magnates Media. I'll link it in the bio. It's just a 9-minute video. I enjoyed it, and the video was filmed a year ago, which is interesting because a year ago, nobody was complaining that the sky was falling. I mean, let's face it, you're always going to have people complaining about anything. Not even, complaining is not the right word. Voicing concerns. Yeah, you're never going to make everyone happy. But, I mean, clearly, you know, the last 10 months have been eye-opening and disappointing, to say the absolute least. But in this video, what I found it interesting, there were a couple little nuggets of trivia in there. It was talking about the first item that was ever sold on Auction Web, which is what eBay was first called, and which was a what was it? It was a laser pointer. Nice little trivia fact. Another little trivia fact was back in the day, I mean, how nuts is this? Auction Web charged 5% commissions for anything that was under $25 and 2.5% commissions on anything that was over $25. Can you imagine those days of selling online? Oh man, that would have been amazing. Anyhow, and then they go on and they were kind of discussing about all the wins that eBay, you know, like the growth, the IPO. They were talking about like the first year earnings, second year, third, and how it went from like $1,000 in the first year to like $5 million, I think, in the third year, and it just kept going. And then when they IPO'd, it just, you know, it blew up. It went up like a lot. I can't remember. I think it was like 190%, or that doesn't even sound right. Maybe it was like 1,000. I don't know. But it was basically saying, you know, eBay, you know, they just hit that sweet spot. They had the right idea in a time where people, I remember 99 was when my first year trading stocks, and it was it was nuts. Like, you know, all the hope and all the speculation that was going on, and all the internet stocks that were continuing to IPO every day, and it was like, you know, which internet stock is going to, you know, go up, you know, IPO at 5 and end the day at $100. It was nuts. And eBay at that time was considered an internet stock. It was considered a, you know, a tech internet stock, whereas now it's more of a slow, steady growth stock. It's more like a Walmart. And not because our CEO came from Walmart. It's just that's just the nature of stocks. But anyhow, the narrator of that video was saying how one of the reasons that eBay was so successful in the beginning is what they called the network effect. And what that means is that the more people who use eBay, the more valuable the platform becomes. Because the more buyers and sellers that you have, the more items that you have for sale. And the more items that you have for sale, the more buyers and sellers that come to the platform. You know, the more items that you have, the more selection for buyers, and they're going to gravitate to areas that have like a wide variety of selection. And then the more buyers that are on the platform, the more sellers will come to the platform. So it's just, you know, it's this cause and effect. And, you know, it got me thinking about how I often talk about how the way the platform is now, it's actually in that cycle where I believe it's reversing that. You know, we know the platform's bleeding buyers. We know that it's bleeding sellers, but we also know that sellers are taking items off eBay via cross-listing, or they're just getting out of eBay altogether. And I mean, just today, I've taken down a Polly Pocket playset kind of thing, and I'm selling that on Craigslist. Actually, somebody from Texas found me. This was a deal that I've been working on for a couple weeks, and then I thought they just kind of like lost interest, so I relisted it. But then they came back. This print. This I had on eBay, and somebody local is buying that, and there were a couple other. There's a newspaper clipping from Queen Elizabeth's coronation in like, I want to say like whenever, it was a long time ago, 50s or something like that. Somebody local, I just took that down today. So like, I'm taking down items that I have listed on other platforms. I'm taking them down from eBay because I'm finding local buyers. And so my whole point is I do believe we're in that phase right now because of all the changes that eBay's making, for the good or for the bad. I mean, it's for the bad for the sellers. In my opinion, it's for the bad for the buyers. It's only in the good for the eBay temporarily. But my point is that I believe that we're in the shrinking phase of eBay. And we're going to have to see how that plays out. We you know, it could be we're in this period for a while. And, you know, a couple of things are going to happen. Either A, the things that they're doing, it's going to contribute to their bottom line and they're going to keep doing it. Or B, it's not going to work, and they're going to realize the error of the way. They're not so stubborn that at some point they're going to not realize that this, you know, it is a business. And it's a publicly traded company, so they have to put the interests of their shareholders first. Now, they can try things, they can sell shareholders on a plan, but ultimately it has to perform. And it has to not just perform in a gimmicky kind of way. It has to perform long term. Just wanted to check. I know eBay had a bump up yesterday in the stock price. But yeah, nothing worth talking about yet. And nothing's going to probably happen until the earnings report in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, I just found that interesting. It's a nice little 9-minute video. And like I said, I will link that below. All right, so let's get to a couple questions and a couple comments that I thought was interesting from today that I kind of want to highlight. Eyes Wide Open says, in reality, eBay is an employee. We pay them to work for us. If eBay were a real person, we would have fired them months ago. I agree. I mean, I like this little comment, but I view them more of a partner. They would view us more as an employee. But it truly is, or should be, a symbiotic relationship where there's give and take, there's communication, there's respect, and I think that's where, you know, a lot of the sellers, that's where a lot of my problems are. All right, so somebody, I don't have their name because I wasn't able to write it down. They mentioned about Whatnot and how either they mentioned that they think Whatnot is taking a lot of eBay sales, or it was another person, and then this person had just got me thinking about lives. And then I asked this person, and I want to ask that person on the video, and I want to ask people's input who maybe do lives or maybe watch lives, maybe shop on Whatnot. So I asked them, where do they do their lives, and what sorts of products do they sell on their lives? And then I made a comment like, I don't see myself doing lives in the future, but I don't ever want to discount and just assume that I don't ever want to just exclude a potential revenue stream. If I'm being honest, I just, you know, and then I asked, do this person, do they get below market or above market for their items, or does it average out? Like, some you sell below market and some average? So the people who are watching right now, I would like to start a dialogue about lives and what are the good things that you see being sold, getting premiums. What are the things that you see being sold where things are probably selling too cheap? My biggest concern about lives is I see some of these YouTubers doing it, and they'll have, like, you know, 30 to 50 sales, but it feels like it's a hustle. Like, it feels like you're selling things for well below what you could get for them when your items are being seen, because there's only, you know, X amount of people in that auction at that point in time, right? I feel like auctions, like, I don't ever sell on auctions on eBay, because I feel like for years you're like, auctions to me are the place where you buy things because you can get deals. Prove me wrong, please prove me wrong, because I would love to, you know, look at that and consider doing it. I just don't know what aspect of my inventory that I would be comfortable trying that. But yeah, I'm always curious, and I'm always willing to listen and incorporate different strategies into my business. And then I have another comment here, and I apologize. I didn't write the person's name down, so sorry again. But they say, also, I have some listings where I am the lowest price, and I have sold many items of that in the past, so I bought more inventory thinking more future sales are on the way for a particular item. But suddenly, eBay will turn off my listing and not let me sell them again for months. They will show new views as if hundreds of people are looking at my listings, but my sales go to zero. It's quite obvious that the views are fake, and it is so frustrating that I bought new inventory and then I can't get a sale on the listing items. There is no way I am the lowest price on a listing that is sold before, but supposedly the market changed overnight, and all of the customers keep looking at my listing, then decide to buy from a higher price seller with less sales history than me. I responded and I said, that's eBay, and that is why I am so disappointed in their platform and how they treat sellers. We take all the risk, and they play games with our livelihood. I don't know why more YouTubers don't stand up to them and say what they actually think. The point I want to talk about is risk. And it's so true. We do take on all the risk when it comes to every aspect of our business. And when pre-April, we knew our numbers. We're out there we're buying more so we can list more, so we can make more money, and so eBay can make more money. And then they changed the rules. They changed the game, the playbook, didn't tell us. And, a lot of buyers are stuck. A lot of sellers are stuck with either A, they're stuck with inventory, or B, they're afraid to go out and buy more. Like right now, I'm trying to, raise kind of like garage sale money, just kind of like set money aside. But then again, it's when that time does come in a couple months, it's kind of like, what's my comfort level going to be about buying too much? I could not buy anything for 6 months, and I would probably have enough to list every day easily. So XDS says, if it was them throttling for higher promotion, you would think that upping your promotions would make a difference, but it doesn't. I responded, exactly, that is my point. Promoted listings does not work. It is all an illusion where their greed meets our fear and they profit off of it. UW Supergirl says, I need to make a chart. I'm down 30% overall for 2023. Despite increasing my listing activity, it seems they're holding me steady at a certain dollar amount range, and I can't exceed it no matter how hard I try. The weird thing is that the weird thing about this is I'm getting about 1 to 3 sales per day with about, there's something wrong with my view right here. I'm getting about 1 to 3 sales daily with about 4 to 5 days spread out throughout the month, never clustered together of no sales day. But always around the first of the month, I suddenly get the floodgates open and will get 5 or 6 that day. So basically, she's making the case that eBay seems to give people more sales at the first of the month. I can honestly say I've never made that connection, but a lot of people have, and yeah. I really don't know what to say about that. I understand the conspiracy theory behind that. It makes sense. It makes sense as to why eBay would do it. I just can never say that I've noticed that. Okay. Darth Thrifter says, Jeff, I was thinking of cross-listing, but my issue is, how do you cross-list and still do store resets all the time? Would that end your cross-listing every time you reset? Meaning you would have to re-cross-list every time. That's so much extra work and money if it's that way. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it with the least amount of work. Currently have the free Vendu, but waiting to cross-list because of the reset. Also, my sales have been inconsistent even for me being part-time. My income has been cut in half, if not 2/3. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. I think eBay broke itself from greed of promoted listings and AI to cut jobs. Maybe the platform is in more trouble than we know, and the promotion cash grab is nothing more than the bucket throwing water off the Titanic. Sorry. It's a dilemma. It's a dilemma, and I know that Primo, that was the same thing that Primo had commented on this, and he's trying to figure out the best way that for him to do it, and he was thinking about taking, I believe he said 100 of his best items and trying it on Etsy. There was a nice dialogue on conversations and back and forth on his channel on his live today about cross-listing. Etsy seems to be the platform that for vintage stuff that seems to maybe be the most stable. There are some people on there who are viewers of the channel. I know Patricia is a big Etsy advocate, and yeah, it seems like that's going to be the way that I'll probably go as well. But to answer your question, Mike, maybe consider listing certain items only on Etsy or whatever platform that you've decided. Like, for example, when I started District, which has been horrible, I don't even have a sale on there yet. I only have 40 items listed on there. And, I'm not really devoting a lot of time to it right now because I have to devote my time to where I'm making money. What I did was I would either A, only list specific items on District, or B, I would cross list. I wouldn't use like a cross listing tool. I would list it on eBay, and then in the SKU, I would write in there that it's on HIP, and then I'm not on HIP, on District, and then on District I had like a little code in my listing to let me know that it was on eBay. That way I knew if it sold on either one, I would just manually take it down. I was going to commit myself to doing that, and I was only trying to list kind of like really good items on District until I was starting to get daily sales there. And then at that point in time, I would kind of break off from that strategy and maybe just list certain items on District and then other items on eBay. Because right now I list on a variety of local sites, and some of the items I list on like eBay, Marketplace, Craigslist. Other items I will list on eBay and Facebook and exclude Craigslist. But I think ideally down the road, the future of where I want to be is I want to only list certain products on Marketplace, certain products on Craigslist. And until I have it built up enough, I kind of do have to spread out and list the same item on multiples. But there's going to come a point in time. For example, today was super crazy for me local. Like it kind of just blew up. I have like 7 things that I'm looking at that I'm kind of like dealing with, and I'm trying to like arrange things, and on our way to our daughter's place, I might be dropping off 2 things, and just because it's on the way, so as that grows and as I get to be busy and I'm seeing sales coming in, I will only be listing certain items on certain platforms and kind of not really cross-listing. And that way, when I sell something to somebody and then I say, hey, I also have other items on this platform, they're seeing completely fresh items there. So the people who buy on Marketplace can go to my Craigslist and see completely different items, not the same items. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So yes, there's value in cross-listing using like a Vendu and cross-listing that way. But I think there's also value in, maybe having, one Facebook account being, a certain type of item, and then, certain type of items Craigslist, certain type of items on eBay and on Etsy, and, looking at it like that. I want to share an experience that happened with me on eBay the other day, and I want to share with you how I handled it. So basically, I had sold a label maker. I had bought some label makers from somebody local, and I listed it, and it sold. I believe I even showed you guys it. I get an email from him, the dreaded message from somebody. It was missing something. It was missing a ribbon. And I thought I had checked it. Honestly, I am not the person who is good with any kind of electronics, connecting things, and I thought I had checked. I had no issues with all of the other ones. So I was like, so I get that email, and it was like one line. Hi, this is missing blah, the ribbon me. So this is my response. And sometimes you can take a crappy situation and you can flip it around. And that's exactly what I did. So this was my message, word for word. Ugh, I'm so sorry. I am unfamiliar with this, and I bought a few and never had any issues with them after they sold, so I was assuming that they were all complete. This is my bad. I'll let you decide how to proceed, as I don't know if that makes this item completely useless or if there is still value there. If you want a full refund, including shipping and handling, just say it. If you feel a partial refund is fair, that will allow you to buy that piece, you say what would make you happy. I am really sorry, and I always want my customers to feel good about the transactions, and I'm so sorry about any issues that this may have caused, Jeff. So the item was $15. The shipping and handling was, I believe, $13. So he was entitled to message me and say, I would like a full refund, including shipping. He messages me back and he says, please refund $14. I refunded him $17 because I was thrilled. I was thrilled that the mistake that I made wasn't going to end up costing me the entire sale. And things like this happen. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because, there are bad buyers out there and there are bad sellers out there. And this was my fault. I didn't feel like he was scamming me. And the fact that he came back and he said that proves that. Now, I had a guy today message me about I had a floor mat that I was selling, and it was just one of the four. And he messaged me. I wake up to 4 emails from this guy. He goes, so I include the floor mat. I include the pictures of the front and the back, and of the label, the tag, which shows the item number, like the part number from Mazda. He messages me, and he goes, I would like to know if they fit a Mazda 3 Sport hatchback 2011. Message me again. The carpet would be on the back of the right side. Messages me again. Can you accept 15 plus shipping to buy it? So it was 30, and I had sent him an offer for 27 plus $8 shipping and handling. I could just fit it under 15 ounces, believe it or not, under 16 ounces. And then he messages me again. Where's that 4th message? Let me know, please. That was his 4th message. Let me know, please. I'm sorry. Like, I had to just block him. And here's why. Like, obviously I want to sell it to him, but he's basically trying to get 50% off. And I'm not going to tell him. Like I've given him the part number. And if I say, I don't know, and no, I'm not going to do any lower than the 10% off that I've already sent you, it already feels like it's starting off on the wrong foot. And yeah, I just, it's the multiple question rule. Like, all of that could have been in one email, and he could have looked up the part number himself and determined for himself. He's putting that risk on me. Like, if I answer that question, it's going to take time for me to do the research, which I don't have time to do. I don't need a $15 sale that bad. What would you guys do? How many people? I was in it for I'm in it for about $3. Would you have accepted it? Would you, maybe information, maybe you know more about floor mats than I do, but I mean, when I'm giving somebody the part number, it's not on me to determine whether or not. I know lots of people will be like, you got to know your product. I'm like, well, you got to know what you're buying as well, right? I'm under the assumption that people are actually looking for things that they know that they're looking for. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I need to go, and I'm meeting somebody at a Tim Hortons. Like, it's like 4 minutes from here. And hopefully they're going to buy this Thomas the Train. Like, it's a massive train set I bought for 20 bucks at a garage sale. Back in the day, like, I've had this for about a year. I was never going to sell it on eBay, but I had thought I might part it out. I was told it's complete. Bought it from a very nice couple, and fingers crossed it's going to sell for 70. I might go a little lower if he asks. Hopefully he's not watching. No. But yeah, that oh, and the bag yesterday that I showed you guys, it did not sell. They canceled. And in fact, most people rescheduled or canceled yesterday. I was like, I had such high hopes. Today might be a nice day. And then somebody in the comment section had said that you need to find like a perfect buyer for items like that, and, vintage airline bags, and I agree, and that's what eBay is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about listing unique items, and being able to locate and find items that you're looking for that are unique, that you might not have the ability to find these items based on where you live. That is what eBay is about. And I have thousands and thousands of unique items, and I didn't need to worry about sell-through rates and this and that, because that's not what eBay is about. And we still don't really know, like, we've bludgeoned that topic to death. If I never hear sell-through rates again in my life, I will die a happy man. But yeah, that's what eBay is about. Like, and I'm okay to wait, and I'm sure it will sell. I'm sure it will sell for 10 times what I purchased it for, and I'm okay waiting, because that's my business model. And today is one of those days where I've had somebody interested in a Winnie the Pooh plush set that I have, and these are all local sales. A stapler, a Polly Pocket set, Thomas the Train play set, this little piece, this furniture thing that was supposed to have sold forever ago, but it that fell through. And if deals fall through, a seat and a print, all of these are local sales. I don't know if the weather broke and people feel like they decided to start shopping again, but it's days like today that remind me that unique items are in demand. It's just a matter of people being able to know that these items exist, right? That's the bottom line. It's like somebody in the comments said, that's a nice item, or that's a nice listing you got there. Be a shame that nobody ever saw it. And I think that really sums up how I think a lot of sellers on eBay feel right now when they go days. 0-day sales, 0 sale days used to be rare. Now we're seeing people go 2 or 3 days without sales. James the other day woke up at My Boring Resale Life, over 50,000 items, had a 0 overnight. I can't remember if it was for sure. He didn't have a 0-day sale. I think it was an overnight sale. Overnight no sale. That should never happen. That right there just shows you that something is completely broken. So anyhow, guys, peace and blessings to you guys. Yesterday I was fired up and ticked off. Today I'm feeling way more optimistic. eBay's even doing pretty good today. Yeah, eventually one of these days we're gonna get you guys caught up on what sold, because there's some cool stories behind things that and that for me is the best part of reselling, is selling things and talking about them, and if there's something interesting to be talked about. So take care, guys. Beat that YouTube algorithm. It seems like a lot of people are really resonating with the message, and I appreciate all of your guys' comments. You're not alone. I'm not alone. We'll get through this. It's just a shame that it has to be the way that it is right now. So take care.